Hi Capricorn, this is your horoscope for May 2017. Thanks for joining me. Now, from the 15th of April going through until the 19th of May, Mercury conjuncts Uranus. So when two planets conjunct each other, it means that they sit on top of each other and they blend their energies together. Mercury is the communication planet. That is in Aries and it's also in retrograde. So the way you communicate here, especially for the first 3 days of May, is going to be very blunt and direct, but also because Mercury is in retrograde, there's the potential to get the wrong end of the stick or to make mistakes or to say something that's incorrect. Uranus is rebellion and eccentricity. That also in Aries is totally focused on just moving forward and progressing no matter what. Sitting on top of this Mercury, it's going to be very difficult for you to keep your mouth closed, and everything within you is going to be pushing you to communicate and to express and to take charge and to lead and to tell people how wrong they are and how right you are and to show them the way. Be aware of that because you're going to be a little bit much here at the beginning of May, especially the first 3 days. You've got Venus sitting in Aries in your 4th house, you've got Mercury in Aries, Uranus in Aries, and your midheaven in Aries all sitting in your 4th house of family. So especially when it comes to your closest relationships, you're going to have a tendency to tell people what to do and to think that you're right. The problem is that it's unlikely that you are right because Mercury is in retrograde. So be aware of that. The first 3 days can be a little bit treacherous and tricky. So don't create extra problems for yourself just because you feel so driven to say something. From the 2nd of May until the 21st of May, Mars begins to trine Jupiter. Mars is the archetypal male planet. It's what you really desire and what it is you want. Okay? That in Gemini, it wants to communicate and it wants to walk through new doorways and to explore different things. Jupiter is the wonderful lucky planet of success and good fortune, and this sits in your 10th house of career. Okay, so with this Mars-Jupiter connection, you're going to be really unstoppable when it comes to your career, your working life, and the opportunities you see, the scope for expansion that you see, the scope for adding something new into your working life. All of that is something that you're really going to be good at, okay? This applies, if you're self-employed, you will see the area you can expand into. If you're working for a company, you will see an opportunity like a lateral move or another job position or extra responsibility within your existing job that will work for you, that will please you. If you're retired, you will see something else that you can work on. Maybe you want to try a different type of self-expression or a different way of being creative. This is a real blessing that really makes you progress in terms of what it is you do work-wise. Okay, so that's really good. On the 3rd of May, we've got even more good news because Mercury goes direct. Hooray! So the communication planet, when it's in retrograde, makes communication much more difficult. You have to find alternate ways of getting your point across. Often electrical systems don't work, computers, emails don't arrive, all of those kind of things. So communication becomes less of a hassle, it becomes easier. You don't have to worry about that so much. That's really good news. From the 3rd of May as well until the 18th of May, Mars begins to square Neptune. Now Neptune's in your 3rd house of communication, and that is really going to open up your your unmanifest kind of mind or your higher self to messages and intuition and guidance from the universe. With Mars in Gemini, that is all about communication. So from the 3rd until the 18th, the universe is going to give you information which you can implement to change your day-to-day routine and to progress in whatever way you choose. So it's important for you, Capricorn, to get organized in terms of where you want to go career-wise, because the universe is guiding you. This is so interesting because a couple of years ago there was a book that really made a big hit called The Secret, and what it said is you think positively and positive things happen in your life. That's true to some extent, but it's missed some of the steps involved, okay? So yes, you do have to think positively for positive things to happen, but when you think positively, so let's say I am going to receive a check for £5,000 in the post. That's what I'm thinking, okay? I'm putting that out there, I'm creating that. What will happen next, step 2, is that I will start to receive guidance on how to create that check for £5,000. Step 3 is acting on that guidance to make it a reality. You don't just sit there and manifest just by thinking. You also have to follow that up by taking action and doing the legwork. So you are going to get a lot of guidance and inspiration and insight coming in that will help you alter your working life to such an extent that you're absolutely in love with it, that you're so pleased with it, and that you are in the situation that you want to be. Make sure you write these things down and take them seriously and implement them so that in future you've got something to work towards. And you as a Capricorn will benefit from this because you like to have a goal to work towards anyway. On the 10th of May, we've got the full moon in Scorpio. I will make a separate video on this because the full moon can be a bit complicated sometimes. So I'll make an in-depth video on that. But as far as you're concerned, Capricorn, the full moon happens in Scorpio in your 11th house. Okay? So one of your hopes and dreams is going to be realized. You're going to understand something about what it is you're working towards. There's going to be this eureka moment and you'll have something to really kind of gallop towards. So like a light at the end of the tunnel, but it's something really positive that's going to give you loads of energy and that will say, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm going to move forward with this and I'm going to do it in a happy way, looking forward to it. You continue to work with that energy until the 25th of May, which is when the new moon happens in Gemini, and that happens in your 6th house. It pulls Gemini energy into your chart, and for a lot of this month, you've been looking at your career and making that better. That gets even stronger now here at the end of the month with more ideas being pulled in and you being able to communicate effectively and having opportunities, and that then extends into June. So I really see the end of May, beginning of June really being good for you in terms of career-wise, and this is especially true for people who want to change their job or change their career. There will be an actual, tangible opportunity that opens up for you that you can slot into. So that's what I get for you here in May. I hope that gives you an idea of what you'll be working with. If you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading with me. And what I do is I draw up your birth chart using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth, and then put these transits around your birth chart and see how these things affect you specifically. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you next month.